Hello, welcome back. Today we are diving into one of the most common structural mistakes I see in Xero files, bills versus spend money transactions. If you're not sure whether to use bills or spend money in Xero, you're not alone, but I will say this very clearly. You're probably using spend money far more than you should. This single choice affects your reports, your cash flow visibility, and whether your documents actually live inside Xero. And when you get this right, your bookkeeping becomes cleaner, more accurate, and far easier to manage long term. So let me give you my professional position first. My rule is really simple. If you receive an invoice that needs to be paid, use bills every time it's reasonably possible. That includes suppliers, subscriptions, and ongoing services. Spend money has its place, but it's far narrower than you think. Bills do two critical things that spend money doesn't. First, they separate when something is incurred from when it's paid. That distinction matters for accrual accounting, and even if you report on a cash basis, it still gives you visibility over what's outstanding. If you rely on spend money from the bank feed, you're only recording the cash movement. You lose visibility over what you owe before the money leaves your account. And in my view, that's a missed opportunity for better financial control. Second, and just as important, bills keep your supporting documents inside Xero. When you enter a bill, you can attach the supplier invoice. You can even forward the invoice email straight into Xero. That document stays permanently linked to the transaction. Then everything is in one place. No hunting through your inbox or a messy folder on your desktop when you need to find proof of what you spent. This is critical for audits, BES, and simply explaining your numbers 6 months from now. I like to frame it this way. Bills show what you owe, spend money shows what you already paid. One is proactive, the other is reactive, and proactive bookkeeping always wins. Now, you might be wondering about those recurring expenses, your monthly software fees, your subscriptions, and that sort of things. Many people default to spend money because these payments are automatic, but there is still an invoice you receive from the software provider. You can forward that invoice email into Xero or create a repeating bill schedule for that. That way, the expense exists before it is paid in Xero, and the document is also attached as it should be. Spend money transactions create issues when they are used incorrectly. In my cleanup jobs, incorrect spend money transactions are consistently among the top 3 issues. Here's what I generally see. People create standalone spend money transactions with no document attached, no clear explanations. Just set up a spend money transaction and then they forget about it. Then when the bank feed syncs, there is an exchange rate difference or a payment surcharge and the numbers don't reconcile. This is how gaps creep into your records. Let me be clear. I'm not saying never use spend money transaction, not at all. There are situations where spend money is absolutely appropriate. If a payment has already gone out and no bill was created beforehand, maybe it was small, unexpected, or incidental, then yes, code it directly from the bank reconciliation screen, but attach the source document. That keeps the possibility of errors low. And spend money transaction works best for small immaterial expenses. I'm talking about really small things. Maybe you bought a coffee for a client meeting. Maybe you grabbed some office supplies on the way in and they were only a few dollars. Things that are not going to materially affect your financial reports, and you're never going to need to track them closely. For such spendings, spend money is totally fine. So let's take a breath here. I know I've given you a lot to think about. Let's simplify it. If there is an invoice to be paid, it's bills. If the transaction appears on your bank feed and it's minor, spend money transaction. When you default to bills, your records stay structured, traceable, and audit ready. This isn't about using Xero correctly or incorrectly. It is about making decisions that still make sense 10 months from now when you're running reports, answering questions, or preparing tax returns. Bills and spend money transactions are not interchangeable. Choose structure over convenience. If you build that habit early, you will avoid a lot of confusion and the need for cleanup later. And if you found this video helpful, please like it or share it with a friend. I'll see you in the next one.